Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com and welcome to my online class. Today we're going to be kicking off a new series of fun folds featuring the Cascading Panels fun fold card, which is really easy, really awesome, and it looks great for any occasion, but with the holidays coming up, it looks great because it stands up on its own and it's also like some decor after it's gifted to somebody. You could even put photo cards and other things in here. I'm going to be sharing this class today using the Stampin' Up! Rocking Horse bundle. I'll show it to you in a minute, but let me just show you this fold because it's really cool. I really love it. And like I said, it's really easy to do, surprisingly easy to do. And it folds flat, depending on how much dimensionals you put in it, and will fit into a standard size envelope. So whether or not it takes extra postage would depend on how puffy you make it. I like mine pretty puffy, so if you were mailing these, that's something that you might want yours flatter. But they do fold into a medium-sized Stampin' Up! Envelope or a standard size envelope, so that's also a great feature of that. This is kicking off a brand new series featuring this fun fold. I have a bunch of samples to share with you at the end of this episode, sharing some other uses for this, and some that even go beyond the holidays. So there's going to be, and they're just wows. They're just fantastic. When you look at them, you just go, wow, that's awesome. And I cannot wait to share it with you. But first, because we are doing a live class today, and I am live on Facebook and YouTube, and on my blog at Stamp with Tami, I have a giveaway for you, and it is the Confetti Birthday Card Kit. It's an all-inclusive card kit, so it's fun. It makes a great gift as well as it is a great gift. Whichever way you choose to go, if you choose to win, all you need to do is drop a comment here on my video. Whether you're watching live or the replay, the winner will be drawn on November 16th. So if you're watching anytime between now and November 16th, you are eligible to win. And good luck to all. This actually will be my last class for a couple of weeks because I'll be traveling, and so I don't want you to think that I'm going away forever. But for a couple of weeks, I won't be on live, but I will be having some special celebrations happening at stampwithtami.com on my blog. So don't forget to check in and see what the excitement is happening there. So today we're going to be using in the samples, the Rocking Horse bundle from Stampin' Up. This is in the 2023 holiday catalog, and the Joyful specialty paper. So I'm going to start by sharing those with you, and then we'll get into the card making, which I'm really excited about. I have loved this bundle since I first opened up that catalog. You know, certain things just jump out at you. This was one of the ones that jumped out at me. The Rocking Horse is just so fun. And it's got stamps, it's got great words in here for the holidays, but really the Rocking Horse can be used for more than holidays. This can go beyond that. And the packages, pretty much everything in here, aside from the words, can be used for just about birthday celebrations, babies. It would make a great baby card. And there's some great dies in the die set. So this coordinates with the stamps, but there's also some standalones here. We've got some toys, the teddy bear, we've got a bow, some building blocks, and these standalone outside, you know, they're just die cuts that are embossed, and I'll show a couple to you when we get started. And the rocker to the Rocking Horse also, you can use the Rocking Horse just like this, or you can add this piece to it, which I'm going to do and show you how it's used. It really just adds a wow element to it. In addition to that, I'm using some Joyful specialty paper, also in the same holiday September December mini catalog. This is fabulous paper. Look at it. It's got foil in it, which I love. I love that because it just adds an amazing special touch even without any extra work. So I like that specialty paper is just fabulous for that. Look at this. Like, we've got some gold foil, wood green, just some great patterns here, and pretty much all but maybe this one could be used for any occasion, again, beyond the holidays. There's some traditional holiday colors in here, but the musical notes, obviously the plaid, these can all be used for other things. I mean, you could definitely use the holly berries for other things too, but I feel like if there was one that was geared towards the holidays, that one definitely is more geared towards the holidays than the others. So the first thing I'm going to share with you guys is the coloring that the horse. I'm going to just do some basic 101 Stampin' Blends coloring with the horse. and do the die cuts, and then we're going to do the card base and cut the card base. So I'll wait. I'll do the coloring first and the card base after, because I know it takes you guys. Some of you guys don't get the notifications right away, and this way you won't miss the card base. You won't have to go back and rewind. Well, you may have to anyways, but you shouldn't have to if you pop on while I'm still live, or if you're watching the replay. So the colors I've got here is Cherry Cobbler, Poppy. Oh my gosh, Poppy Parade. I had a complete mental block there on Poppy. Shaded Spruce and Daffodil Delight. And it's just, these are just some basic coloring. So I'll start maybe with the Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to start with the darker, and these have, a nib tip and a brush tip. Brush tip is more for a wider, I use it for a wider image, and the nib tip is more for a more controlled look. So I'm using the darker around the edges, and then maybe for a few accents on there. And then I'm going to jump into the lighter and blend. These blend best when it's wet. So make sure you have a protection for your workspace, because they do bleed through. Part of being really wet means they bleed through, and they work really great on like Whisper White cardstock, very vanilla cardstock. I'm sorry, it's basic white now. And the shimmer white cardstock, if you have any of that, which is one of my favorites. I know they discontinued it, but I still use it because I think it's fab. So you do want to protect your workspace, because they will bleed through, but they are amazing. And that is part, they are meant to do that. They're made to do that. So I'm taking the darker of the Shaded Spruce. And let's add some accents here. Another thing to note when you're using your blends is that they, like I mentioned, they work best when they're wet, but they're alcohol markers and they dry very fast. So if you're doing a large image, or a lot of an image, like right now I'm doing multiple sections of the horse, but they're so small that I'll be doing them fairly quickly. But if you were doing a larger one, you would want to do them at sections at a time, because you don't want the ink to dry on you. I missed a little piece here I want to go back and get. So just keep that in mind. If I was like doing this whole background, I'd want to do it in smaller areas so that the ink from the marker doesn't dry on me while I'm working, because then it doesn't blend quite as nicely. So if you're wondering why sometimes you get these lines, that could be one of the reasons. So I'm now switching over to Cherry Cobbler, and I've got the dark Cherry Cobbler. Cherry Cobbler is also the color of cardstock that I'm going to be using, and it's got the designer paper's got some accents in it, some Cherry Cobbler accents in it. So I really want to work that color through so it blends, the card blends, the colors all kind of coordinate, work together. I've now switched over though to the dark Poppy Parade. I love the drama between the Cherry Cobbler blends and the Poppy Parade blends. I love to use them together. I feel like they just, for some reason, I know I wouldn't normally put the cardstocks together, but when I'm working with the blends, because I like to just show the kind of an ombre look here, kind of a very blended look here, I feel like the two of them together just add some real drama. You can see on his tail there, it just pops. And if you want to do, like, if you feel like there's like a little bit too much of a line there, you can go back and just blend that. You can layer as many times as you like. So that's just some basic 101 coloring with the Stampin' Blend markers. Now we're going to do some die cuts with those cool dies that I just shared. And through the magic of video, I always love magical videos, don't you? I've got my rocking horse all cut out with the rocking horse die. And then I took some more of these standalone dies and some gold foil, and just a tip, this is the layer that I'm going to layer on the inside of the card. So I cut the pieces right out of the middle of it so you can get more out of your foil. So it's just one way of, making your paper last even longer. So I cut out the teddy bear, I cut out the rocker panel, and we've got some, I love these blocks. I think these blocks are just so fun. Just put them on there so you can see them up close. They're already embossed ABCs. So again, this would make a great baby card, right? So those are all cut out. I'm just gonna put them to the side for now, and we can get started with the cards, the fold. So this is the fold, and for all of the cards in my series, if you're popping in late, new series, Fun Folds, Cascading Panel, Fun Fold cards, all of these cards are going to be, the base is going to be created the same. So I'm actually going to be creating this card base with different colored cardstock so you can really see the panels, how they fit together on the video. I used to do them with as I was making the card, and I will do a second one with the card. But I feel like if I'm using different colored, especially brightly colored papers on the video, you can really see how these fit together, and it really makes it easier than if I'm using even cherry cobbler's not that dark, but sometimes I use black and it's really hard to see how they fit together. Don't feel like you need to write down any of these measurements that I have here, because I have a free template for you with everything on it, including written tutorial. Yep, I did. I wrote them all, just so you know. Those take a lot of time. That's why I can't release them all at once, because I just don't have that much time in the day. But I will be releasing the full series of tutorials over the next week or so. And they will all have a copy of this tutorial, and the bases will all go together the same. So that, I think, helps, because you can always reference this video back. So I'm gonna bring in my trimmer. You can also use your Simply Score tool. I'm gonna start with the base. These are all the panels to the card here. There's a front panel, a middle panel, and I'll just bring the card in so you can see it. So this is the base, the background here, and then the front panel is these yellow. The middle panel will be the red, and then there's going to be a folding mechanism on the inside, like a little accordion fold that creates the fold, and these will become that. Don't feel like you need to memorize that right away. It's all gonna make sense in a minute. So the base, 9.5 by 4 1/4, and I'm gonna score it at 1 inch, 2 inches, 7.5, and 8.5, which is the same. It would be the same as if you flipped it over and did 1 and 2 inches on the other side. So they're each 1 and 2 inches in that score line. We're gonna burnish that in a minute, but just so you can see it on the video, these are the 2 score lines. Then I'm gonna take the folding mechanisms, and I'm gonna score each of those on the short side at 3/4 and 1 3/4. And then I'm gonna find a bone folder somewhere in my little caddy here and burnish these folds, because they definitely fold flatter if you can burnish them, if you can find a bone folder, and I don't seem to have one that I can reach, so we're gonna make do. I highly recommend, if you can get a bone folder. I really need to find a better spot for my bone folders, because they always seem to get lost in my caddy. But the better you're burnishing, I think the flatter your card is gonna fold. So if you don't have one, then you can do what I'm doing right now. Just make sure you get a really good score on there and make it nice and as pliable as you can. Okay. So now we've got our card base and we've got our 2 folding mechanisms. The folding mechanisms are gonna be what creates the card fold. And all right, I'm going to recommend using a Seal Plus, but just for the sake of this happens to be closer, I'm going to use Seal just for my demonstration purposes. I always, when you're doing a 3D or anything that's requires any kind of pulling, I would recommend using a stronger adhesive like a Seal Plus or a sticky tape. So here we've got, it's a Z fold, and the Z is going to go just like this. Actually, you know what, before I attach the Z fold, there is one more step that I want to do, and I always forget and end up doing it after I attach the wings, and it will be okay to do that if you also forget and do it after you attach these wings, just so you see wings, pinning those wings, we'll come back to it. You need to cut off some tabs at the top and the top of either side. So I'm putting this in 1 inch. So it's 1 inch up, and I'm gonna slice, actually, instead of scoring, I'm gonna slice 1 inch in, and I'm gonna do the same on the bottom. I'm gonna go 1 inch in. And if you want to, you can do the whole thing with the paper trimmer. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna do it with the scissors. So then I'm gonna cut that off. So we've got a tab right there. And then I'm gonna take the scissors or the trimmer, and I'm gonna cut at the diagonal from that 1 inch mark on that score line all the way up to the second score line at the top. So just so you can see it one more time, we'll cut right in there. So we've got 1 inch down, 1 inch across, and then boom. So it'll look like this. Now we're gonna attach those wings. The wings will definitely kind of fit in there better. So again, we've got our Z fold. One of them's a reverse Z fold because they're gonna face each other. One of them's a Z and a reverse Z, and they're gonna go down like this. So put some adhesive right on that fold, and then line it up with the edge while it's folded. So it's gonna go like, it's gonna look like this when it's on. So the first V faces the card, and the same exact thing on the second side. Okay, so let me just show it to you from above. Look at a little bird's eye view. So they're facing each other, and it's gonna fold like this. In. So you got like a little accordion fold on the side here. Looks like that, and from straight down it looks like this. Now we just need to attach our panel. So the yellow ones are the middle, and the red ones, the red ones are the middle, and the yellow ones are the front. Now on the template, just so you have an idea, I laid them out as they go on the card. So the two middle panels go in the middle, and then the front panels, middle panels. And then I'm gonna put some adhesive right on the card, right on that folding mechanism for the middle panel. And it's gonna line up there. Same on this side. Cascading panel folds. That's what we're doing. Okay, so we've just got the middle panels on there. Now we're gonna add the top panel or the front panel. So more adhesive on that mechanism. Put it on the mechanism instead of on the panel so it doesn't stick anywhere that you don't want it to. Now, here's where you want to line up. I'm just gonna hold it up here so you can see. Even though this doesn't go all the way to the edge, I'm lining the front panel up with the bottom and side edge. Okay. So see, there is going to be a little bit of a gap there, so that's what it's going to look like on the back. That's what it's going to look like. Whoops, pull it out this way. That's what it's going to look like on the front and from above. Got it? I think with the different colored panels, it really shows really well. I think hopefully you guys can see that really well. So there's our base. That's it. That's all there is to it. I told you it was really easy, right? It's so much easier. Now here is a tip. I'm just gonna open this from different angles so that you can see what it should look like when you do it. Now here's another tip, because a couple of times I get this email whenever I do a new fold that somebody's trying to do the fold and they missed a measurement, or they got something off and they ruined their cardstock. Don't use your cardstock the first time you do this, or if you're using a designer series paper base, take your scrap printer paper. This is my tip to you today. Take your scrap printer paper and make it with this. So if there's any errors, then you can, just use another piece of scrap printer paper until you've got it. Then use your good stuff. Just the first time. After you get it the first time, I think you got it. So there you go. That's our cascading panel base. I'm going to do another one really quickly just to show because I'm going to make it for the card. So now we're going to make the actual one for the card. I've got our card base here. It is 9.5 by 4 1/4, and again, I'm going to score at 1 inch, 2 inches, 7.5 and 8.5. And because I don't have a bone folder handy, again, we're going to get really work at that burnishing that score line, because the cherry cobbler's it's dark. It's I feel like it's a little bit of a thicker weight than some of the lighter ones, so it really needs a good burnishing on there. Okay, and then we're going to take our mid panels and we're going to score them at 3 1/4 and 1 3/4 on the short side. So we've got 2 of those already scored. Oops, I put that away. I didn't mean to. What? All right, so 1 inch in. I'm going this way this time, going backwards. So 1 inch in, 1 inch down, 1 inch in. And then cut from the top. So do that on the top on either side. Until you do it, either side could be the top, but once you do it, that's going to be the top, if that makes sense. And they're symmetrical, so until you've started decorating it, they can go either way. So cut from that 1 inch cut mark from that score line to the second score line to the top. So it looks like that. And then, sorry that I don't have my good adhesive. But, oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so again, we've got this now. It's going to the V. That first V's got to face into the card. And then I'm going to place that, line that right up with the edge. Same here, the Z fold, but with that first open V facing the card. Okay, so we've got the card base, we've got our folding mechanisms, and now I'm going to add our first a middle panel. Again, I'm putting the adhesive on that the folding mechanism itself. And again, I would recommend using a stronger adhesive than the liquid glue or the seal adhesive. Do as I say, not as I do, only because I can't find mine. And for the purpose of the video demonstration, make sure that the bottoms are flat. Like that one's not really flat. I want to adjust it so that it's, there we go. There we go. See how it's angled a little bit there at the bottom? I don't know if you can see that on the video or not, but I just want to adjust that so that they match and so that it's flat. So middle panel, now I'm going to add the top panel. And again, I'm adding the adhesive, I'm attaching the adhesive on that folding mechanism, not on the panel itself, so that the panel doesn't stick anywhere you don't want it to. When I add this one, I'm lining it up with the edge and the bottom of the card when the card is folded. Okay, so it's unfolded right now. I'm going to fold it and then attach. I think you can still see pretty good, the piece is pretty good with this, but I think that you can see them better with this. So you guys can see folded, unfolded, and then this is the actual card itself with a solid color, which this one still is not as flat, as straight at the bottom as I want it to be. Please behave. Okay, that's better. There we go. So folded, unfolded. All right, now it's time to decorate. So we've already cut, remember I said I'm using one of the panels from the card to cut out the die cuts. I'm gonna go ahead and stick that down. I'm covering this, so you're not gonna see it. But the easiest way is to kind of fold those back so that I can see where, layer it on there straight. And since the focus of the class was the fold, I pre-embossed this with some words from the Rocking Horse stamp set. I do have embossing, and I do, if you've never seen me in embossing, it's really fun, and I do show it. I have done it on several of my most recent videos, but I have it on lots of videos. I just figured since that wasn't the focus, you guys, most of you know how to do it, and the rest of you can find it on my other videos. So we've got the inside again. I covered that up. See how I did that? Little sneaky. You couldn't see where I cut out the die cuts, but it's a great way of getting some more usage out of your foils or designer series papers. So a couple of tips there. One is, if you've never done a fold, test it with some printer paper first before using your good stuff, in case you get a mismeasurement or it doesn't go together correctly like you think it should, so you're not wasting your good stuff. And the second one is cut out any, like if you're using any mats like I'm doing with the gold foil here, cut out your die cuts or other pieces. I even sometimes just take a rectangle from the paper cutter and cut out the center of it, so I can use, so you have more. It just gets you a little bit more mileage out of your really special paper. Like those foil. Oh my goodness, it's just my day for adhesives, isn't it? One, I can't find the adhesive I want, and two, I run out. I run out of adhesive on a daily basis. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, this is my, this is what I do for a living, right? So I'm constantly creating, and I am constantly going through adhesives. All of them. Dimensionals. I like to joke that I eat the dimensionals because I go through packs so fast, because I like a lot of pop. Okay, so in case, I don't know, I did that pretty quickly, but that's how easy it is to put a refill in. I know, I'm like quick, I'm like quick draw on the fly, right, with the refills. I've already layered these. I've already cut the designer series paper in the mats and layered them just for the sake of time on the video. So we've got our card base, and now we're gonna stick the horse on there and some of the other die cut pieces. So I've pre-die cut these guys. We've got a little, I love the teddy bear and the blocks. They're just so fun. So first thing I'm gonna do is put the rocker, the gold rocker, on the horse. It's a very special rocking horse. There's one little piece of that hadn't popped out originally. If you have adhesive sheets, this would be a good thing to use them on. If you don't, regular adhesive works just fine. So I'm layering that over. I want the white behind it. I mean, you could cut that rocker off of the bottom of the white one, but I want the white. I want that to be white below it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach him only to the left-hand side, so that he's in the middle when the card's closed, but that he's actually floating almost like he's rocking when the card's open. And with him, I may need some mini dimensionals because he's kind of narrow. Let's see. Put a dimensional there. Yeah, I think we need mini dimensionals for him, for the part that's going to attach to the card. Just because they're smaller and this is a narrow area. Just only make sure you've only got them where the horse is going to be attached in the middle there. You don't want any overhang. Like, looks like I've got one. See how that's stuck right there? I've got an extra one there that I need to kind of tuck in because there's an edge sticking out. There we go. All right, so isn't he awesome? So he's in the middle when it's closed, and then he kind of rocks a little bit. He opens with the card. And then if you wanted to, use some other toys that are in the stamp set or the die set, you can. I took a little gold teddy bear. We're going to put that over here, and some building blocks because I like them. I've already got those attached to some mini dimensionals. Just kind of add those on there. EBC, again, makes great baby cards, right? What do you guys think? Gonna try it? Okay. I hope so. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you give it a shot, because I think this is a fairly easy one to do, and it looks really cool, and like I said, stands up on its own. So after you gift it to somebody, let's see if my lower camera's working here. After you give it to somebody, right, it looks great sitting up on their mantle. And if you wanted to put a little photo inside there, you know, you've got options there. Lots of fun things you can do. But as promised, I have an entire series of cascading cards. So I've got a bunch to share here with you, and I got a little hog wild when I was doing them, so I have even more than just the cascading cards. I need some other things to match with them. So the first one I'm going to share here, this one is from the One Horse Open Sleigh, and it's the Snowy Owls where the words came from. So I used the designer series paper. And this I had done in a previous video for the Tricks and Treats bundle. It's just the Tricks and Treats die box. But I used the same designer series paper, right? So you've got a gift set here. And I've got the animals on there. I've got the little deer in there. I've got the fox and the snow. You could use that for other occasions. And the tree die comes from that snowy owl. So that's the snowy owl. But wait, there's more. So using this from the same One Horse Open Sleigh and the same designer series paper and the same Snowy Owl bundle, this I used a different pattern, and I love this Snowy Owl. Many of you know, especially if you subscribe to my newsletter, I love photography. It's my other love. And one of the things that I love to photograph, especially coming up very soon, the snowy owls migrate here. There's a place in Massachusetts that we find them very often that I love to go visit. And that's just one of the things I love. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Big Year with Jack Black and Owen Wilson, where they're chasing the birds and the elusive snowy owl is the one thing they're going. So there it is. We've got our own elusive snowy owl right here. And you know, I was just, as soon as I saw that stamp set, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. We've got snowy owls. Oh, they're speaking my name. Okay, so next up, well, actually, before I leave you with the snowies, I did one other card here when I was creating that. I used some of the shimmer textured paper here, and I created, isn't he beautiful? Just flying. And this is also the One Horse Open Sleigh designer series paper, so he's flying like right. This is I call it the drone view pattern, where you're looking down from the trees, so he's like flying through the trees. You're looking down. I love the scene. So that's the Snowy Owls and One Horse Open Sleigh. Now, if you guys have seen the pre-order, there is a pre-order out, and it is going to be live November 7th, and it's called There's one of the suites in it is going to be the Meandering Meadow suites. We actually haven't been shown all of it. So this is going to come November 7th. Check my online store because there's going to be some cool stuff. And part of it will be this. Although I will say you can get this Meandering Meadows now in a demo kit, which is a great way to get it. How beautiful is this, right? So I took this piece of designer series paper and I created this gorgeous scene. So it doesn't, like I said, doesn't have to be holidays. And then I used, you could use any of the papers. So I took this paper and made this scene. And I'm going to mention, because this is ending in a couple of days, so if you're watching this fairly live, there is a demo kit special happening right now, and you can get this Meandering Meadow suite in it, and you get 35% off or 35% more. But the kit itself, the 35% more, and I think there it is. If you get 35% off, the 35% off option, you can choose which one you want. You pay $65 and you get free shipping on the kit. You pick $65 worth of stuff plus a bonus $60, so $125 worth of stuff free for $65, and you get 20% off your future stuff, and you can get the pre-orders in your kit now, so you don't have to fight the crowds, because you know some of the items that we have come out with recently have gone off the charts popular, right? I know some of you have been waiting for some things to come in stock. Some of them have come in, by the way. And they come and they go as fast as they come because they've gone so viral. This may be one of those things. So if you do the demo kit, you can get it now and not have to worry about that. Not have to worry about them selling out so fast. So anyways, these are Meandering Meadows is the name of that suite that I used for that with the designer series paper. And I don't even know where to go next. Let's do this one. This is going to be the, do I? No, I guess I don't. This is the Winter Meadows. Sorry, I don't have a thing, but Winter Meadows is the name of the suite here. So it's Winter Meadows Designer Series paper, and I used the reindeer dies to make the black deer on there. But these like almost like a deer in the snow here, they're Designer Series paper, the Winter Meadows Designer Series paper. I will have tutorials for all of these coming within the next week, so stay tuned for them. And I created a coordinating slimline card, so you can kind of see it done in different folds, different ways. And then part of that Winter Meadows suite is this, I'm drawing a blank on the paper, it's Snowflakes. Yep, Snowflake Magic is the name of the paper, and it is magical, right? Because look at the shine on there, the foil on it. So here's the Cascading Tiles card in that. Again, wouldn't a picture look so beautiful in there? And then a coordinating slimline card with that Snowflake Magic. It is magical, right? So both of these are from the Winter Meadows suite. And the last suite of products, but I've got a few in here from this one, is from the Oh Holy Night. And the first is Shining Brightly. So the Shining Brightly is another one of those beautiful specialty papers that's foil. And there is Night of Navy and Vanilla and gold foil. And I did the same card in each, so you can see which color do you like better. Do you think the navy or the vanilla? Because I'm really torn. I love the vanilla and the classic look on it, but the navy just, I love it. I love them both. So that's the Cascading Tile card. And then for both, I made coordinating slimline cards. And I used the stamp set on there. The stamp set is also from the suite, which I don't have written on the back of it. Sorry. Maybe it's in, there it is. It's the Night Divine stamps is where those words came from. So that is from the Oh Holy Night suite, and the paper is called Shining Brightly. Last but not least, also from the Oh Holy Night. Oh, this paper's back in stock, by the way. This and the Shining Brightly are the part of the papers that we just can't keep in stock. It's crazy how much demand there is for these. So this is a cascading panel card, right? Folded out, we've got a scene inside there. We've got the manger scene, and I used a little vellum for the words so the words pop there. I even used the little star up the top there, and the animals. So we've got a little silhouette of the manger scene, and then I also did a coordinating card, but instead of the black silhouette, I did white on the slim line, just to show some different uses there of that die set. Love it so much. So that is my class for today. Those are my projects. I hope that you've loved them. I hope that you've loved the class. Be sure to pop on over to my blog. It's listed right down below here, or you can click on the link in the video's description. I really do try to make it easy for you guys. Just anytime you're watching one of my videos, click on the description and the link is right there, and it will bring you right to the page, and they all have this PDF for you, and they all have instructions. And this one, all of these projects, when I roll them out, will have this template along with it. All the cascading panels will be assembled exactly the same, cut, folded, and assembled exactly the same as my sample that I made for you guys. So you'll be able to use that with all of these, but I will have written tutorials for the rest of how I designed each of these cards for you coming up over the next week. And I will, as always, I will have them all linked on this main page. So as they roll out, they'll be linked on this main page as well. So all you need to do is go to this page. You'll be able to get everything that's available now, and you'll be able to get the new stuff. If you follow my blog, you'll see them come up as well. I hope you've enjoyed this. As I mentioned at the beginning, in case you're popping in late, I will be off for the next couple of weeks for videos. My blog is going to be hopping, though. There's going to be a party happening there, and you are going to want to be a part of it. Trust me. All kinds of fun is happening there while I'll be away. And I will look forward to seeing you guys when I get back from my trip. And in the meantime, enjoy all that I have for you guys there. And I hope you've enjoyed this class. I appreciate you joining me tonight. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend.